Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Now, let me set this up for you all, man. I got my partner in the building, man. Derek Tate, man, who got the official call for Verbal Pick Radio, man. And when you hear this, brother, you're going to feel that energy, and you're going to understand why we do what we do. Brother Derek Tate, take it over, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, brother. Brother County Call in the house. Hey, we just ordinary brothers get together, share information about current events and everything, and go back a little history, because if you don't know where you came from, you damn sure know where you're going, especially in this 21st century of technology and innovation. Everything else get evolved, but we have to evolve ourselves to keep up with the times, because if we don't, hey, we like everybody. It's like going by like a Corvette. We like a Model T out here. We can't do that, especially for our people.
That's right. Now, we're on this theme right now of common ground. And I gave a scenario, to where that you might have a brother, and this brother's from Michigan, and then say, we're down south. But they might say, oh, you got a southern drawl, a southern accent. And then we might say, well, brother, you speak with a certain dialect. And then the dances up in Midwest and Detroit might be a little bit different than what we have down south. But none of that and should be a barrier to where we can't come together on common ground, do businesses, and build.
Well, let me tell you this, Cole. It's always been traditional throughout history and throughout the states to divide and conquer us. If you divide the states and make it individual, then we're going to stick our thumb out and stick our thumb down at our southern brothers, our eastern brothers, our western brothers, because we represent the North. And we always want to go back to something like, okay, the Civil War was won, this and that. But what did we win?
Right.
Because we had the brothers on both sides fighting. So what did we win? And then talking about Emancipation Proclamation, we free and this and that. But we always was judged as 3/5 of a human.
That's right.
So how can you do that and you fought for freedom? We still fighting for freedom, but yet we don't have the tag of freedom, because when you look at equality and equal, we still ain't it. They look at us with one eye closed.
That's right.
In America.
Example, Flint, Michigan, the water crisis. They were still trying to charge these people for that contaminated water. And the decision that they made to reroute that water through those lead-infested pipes into the homes of that particular community. And this is just for the people that's listening. That area to where that water was directed to, that goes through those homes, is that predominantly black areas?
Flint, if you look at the geographical location and the democracy and the diacomic of it, it is 80 to 90% black. But here's the real catch I want everybody to hear and pay attention. All of Michigan and surrounding cities are surrounded by fresh water.
Okay.
Flint get its water supply from Detroit. Detroit had, when they went through the economic, downfall, they had to sell their public waterworks. So by doing that, and Flint wasn't participating in the dollar amount of what they had to pay, we're going to just do like a faucet. We turn Flint off. That's where they had to get their own internal supply, and their system is so antiquated and so infested with lead and other heavy metal contaminants, you're harming the people. Now, this is the funny part. You can live in America from 50 states to New York to California to Texas to damn near the border of Canada.
Right.
Go to any faucet, any restaurant, and get some kind of water that's EPA rated as safe for human beings. But you're here in America where you got the technology to provide almost every citizen with drinkable and contaminant-free water, but these people are suffering.
Right. It's not about the people when it comes down to capitalism. What they saying is the money come first versus your life.
You better believe it, because in this, you can put it this way. In this 21st century, it always was a color division in the 20th century and the 19th century. Mm-hmm. The only color is represented from around the bubble is green.
Right.
You can put it in yen, pesos, pounds, British sterling, euro, won. The international color is green.
That's right. Now, let me ask you this question, and we're going to deal with on the topic of, they just had a recent event where the brother, I believe Oklahoma,
Tulsa,
Oklahoma. I believe car wreck. Had his hands walking towards the police, and they shot him down.
Yeah. But here's the deal. Look at Tulsa 100 years ago and what they did to Black Wall Street.
That's right. Come on.
Oklahoma, I believe, I never stayed there. I'm not going to really put no state on the burner. But if you look at the South in general, especially Oklahoma, they really deal in race separation. Oklahoma never believed in, everybody getting together, especially of the Native Americans and of the Afro-Americans. And why do we have to have a title like that? Why can't we just be Americans? I know our roots go deep in Africa. I know we have to have some kind of government label. You see what I'm saying? But we're natural people from the earth. We never harmed no red man, no yellow man, and no white man. Right. But they're so guilty of putting us in a situation where we're put in a situation of the blacks are crazy, the blacks are riotous, the blacks are criminals, the blacks are shiftless and all this. But if you put a person in a situation where they can't breathe, they can't be free, they can't move, they have no motion, as soon as they get a millimeter of freedom, they're going to act like they have no sense because they've never been trained of having freedom or never had that freedom. Right. That's a natural right.
That's right. We said that when you released or when you so-called freed the slaves and you didn't debrief them or prepare them into a society or create a free mindset.
They're going right back to the slave master because they don't know nothing else.
That's all they knew. But with the scientists that they had back then and the scholars, they knew that.
Of course they knew it. Let me tell you something. Lynch, Jim Crow, even all these senators and stuff, let me tell you something. They didn't care about really slavery because if you ever look at it, the Portuguese, the Jews, and even ourselves as our African brothers put us in a situation of enslavement. In the Dutch too, because why? It was very profitable.
Yeah,
it was profitable. Yeah, now, if you look at it from, and this is funny, and I did some research and study, and I get down with Cole and the rest of the brothers because, like I said, if we don't know where we come from, where we going, we damn sure is stuck in neutral.
That's right.
In the height of slavery, don't you know it was more white slaves in the South than blacks? Yeah. Most of the slavery or the slave transition through the high seas were the Caribbean islands. That's why if you ever get a chance to go, and I encourage everybody, if you have a nickel, dime, or quarter, save it and go to the Caribbean islands. Look at the real brothers that have been exported and imported for hundreds of years in those situations. People don't believe they had slavery in Mexico. It was blacks in Mexico. Yeah. Here's the thing, and you can believe me if you don't. I mean, that's fine. Go Google it. Everywhere on this planet that there's people to be moving around or people to be settled, there's always been a black man present. His foot stepped on every place. North America, South America, the Americans.
Mixed back to Mexico, right?
Right.
Been here. But now, before we end the show, though, bro, for many of you that's out there listening who don't know, this brother comes from a boxing family.
Right. I was privileged to be the brother of 1984 gold medalist Frank Tate and WBO and IBF champion, and my brother Thomas Tate. Boxing been in the family because in our area in Detroit, either you had to fight or you had to flight. So we don't have no wings.
That's right.
So it's not more of a defensive sport. It's a thinking man sport.
Right.
So even by trained and being disciplined for boxing for many, many years as my brothers, I just did a little bit amateur. But it gives you a discipline. It shows you that you can talk to people and you can angle a situation without using force.
That's right.
I'm a very peaceful brother, but like you say, if anybody, like even Public Enemy say, don't don't start nothing that you can't finish.
That's
I don't even want to get in a situation to harm or neglect the brother, because we all on this earth together. But one thing, Cole introduced and he said, and we talk about a lot, is love.
That's right.
We're, as black men, we're scared to tell each other we love them because the infiltration or the alienation that we're gay or we're passive or we're sweet or we got a sugary foot. It's not like that. See, love started everything. Right. So we have to bring it back, and we can't say end it because it's not going to end. We're original people of the earth. We're not going nowhere. But we have to show love, and we got to start welcoming and embracing our brothers and sisters.
That's
it ain't
right.
about your rims is 20 inches or you got a big gold on your neck or I'm better, my hair is longer, all that. We got to get all that damn European influence out of us and go back to bartering, trading,
That's right.
loving, and helping our brothers. What's wrong with that? I mean, if we don't, I hate to end it with this, who will?
That's right. Come on, man. It was a pleasure having you on, definitely, and we appreciate your wisdom and that knowledge. Those of you who listening, you have to understand, knowledge comes from everyone. Anybody who can pick up a book and study and understand where we need to go and how to correct certain issues, and actually that's willing to put that action behind the words, like this brother, hey, do that. Let's keep building.
And like I say, Cole, information is knowledge. The more information you have, your knowledge about yourself, you need to research where you come from, your origins, your roots. A tree is only strong as its roots. If the roots are deep, the tree will be strong. It will bear very productive fruit. Like I said, we need to really get in that incorporation of ourself. Because look, let's put it this way: ain't nobody gonna help us.
No.
We're in a situation where sometimes we don't help ourselves. So the standard and the saying and the quotation, "I'm my brother keeper," we need to really magnify that among our community, because I'm tired of seeing brothers shot on the TV, brothers on dope, brothers pushing this. And like you say, first thing we always say, well, I don't got no choice. This is what I got. This is what the system gave me. This is all the white man gave me. We have to get them isms out of our mind and start thinking forward. Stop thinking back. We need to wake up, because when a man is asleep, hey, you can do anything to him. Hey, that's me, Cole. Hey, anytime you want to get information to talk, I love talking and slapping and rapping with the brothers. Hey, man, hook me up. All right, there, Cole. I'm out.
Done there, Verbal Pig Radio.
Cole.